Good morning, good afternoon, gamers. It is about to be a pretty exciting matchup right now between Budapest 5 versus the Final Tribe, a team that I've grown to love, a Swedish mix with one UK player. It's about to be a brawl. The video is looking like Mirage right now, and I think we're almost ready to go underway, so we can just go ahead and hop into game.
Oh man, yeah, Budapest 5, a team
Whoa,
with...
you're Gigantor.
Am I no longer Ant-Man?
You're the opposite of Ant-Man. You're extremely loud and breaking my ears.
Sound like the Hulk, except like not the cool Hulk. Like
Oh, hey, you're back to
Hulk
human.
So I was like when the Hulk freaked out on the plane and almost took it down.
Yeah, or you know, the opposite of Ant-Man when Ant-Man goes big.
Yeah, but no one really likes that part. It's like that's really weird, you know? Yeah, but Budapest 5, an interesting team I've come to find interesting. I think Barcoder and Color, very interesting players on this team. This is the first time I've been seeing Vexed, so that should be exciting. Unless their team name is different. Is it not Vexed?
Yeah, they're ex-Vex. They're actually playing under I believe org called the Final Tribe.
Ah.
But it is going to be an ace play here coming out from Budapest 5. They have 3 players coming in from the underpass, which I imagine will likely take window control coming up right now. Beacon in from Color, but Vanity says hello, but there's a trade quickly from Cleve as they transition to that ace site now.
Lincoln, immediate refrag. Barcoder's holding this murder hole. Wolfie gets absolutely removed, Roy. And now Pith from CT spawn trying to find a way back in. But against these P250s, that's kind of a scary proposition with no armor. If Gabeson gets the first shot, that's going to be it. It's going to be lights out. He spots him crossing the triple, but his teammates have fallen. Gabeson has failed the tribe. He's going to try to stay alive default. As Lincoln has the post-up, Gabeson has the damage, and Gabeson's got the headshot. These P250s are disgusting right now.
Yeah, they did work. 3 kills for Gabeson, Odin's son, and it's Budapest 5 picking up the pistol, which means Vex will likely... Now, this is becoming a lot more popular, actually. This second round force buy on CT side, I'm a big fan of it, and honestly, I've been starting to call the same way. Just buy up in the second round if you're the CT. If you're a terrorist, you just save up, you get AKs, no big deal.
Yeah.
But on CT, you just force up second round. You hurt the enemy economy, plus you have a really good chance of winning because there are several SMGs in play. Now it's going to be Lincoln pushing up with the MP5, but Color shuts him down from the side, but he's down to 6 HP.
Well, you know what? He's going to jump out. Easy kill for him, and they'll clean the site. The rotates will come in, and I used to feel the same way. I used to feel a bit different, like where I'd only force buy based on the map. But I'm at the point where the money, you just recoup it so much faster being on the losing side that force buying on CT side after you lose pistol is probably something you should do every time at this point.
Right, yeah, and the thing that people are doing as well now is, well, okay, you play like a gun round, so most of the people are, you know, you're spread pretty normally, like 2-1-2 or a 3-0-2, and then if you lose one of the sides of the map or your aggressive play doesn't pan out, you just save. You just save the other pistols and armor. You just bring those into the next round, and if it doesn't go well again, you just save again, and then you come into the first gun round.
No, go ahead.
No, yeah, you come into the first gun round with armor and weapons and some utility already. You buy up, but you still have money left over so that you have 2 buy rounds in a row, which is so strong on the CT side.
And especially considering after you lose pistol, and let's say your stack doesn't work out and you save 3 players, odds are, like Budapest 5 just did, they're not gonna, because they can't afford to early on. So, yeah, I like it.
Do you see Vanity's running animation?
Oh, the one when his legs are stuck?
Hey, they're not fully stuck. They're like half stuck. Hey, it looks so funny.
It's like the Canadian skiing version. He's trying to do some downhill skiing. HNS. Might get some trouble, though. He's going to get collapsed on towards B. Just a simple B explosion. Yeah, but he gets one with himself, and Lincoln is trying to look like he's going to make a LinkedIn page. He's able to get one with his USP nearly a second. Flea has something to say about it. And Flea... Is it Flea or Fleeve?
Fleeve?
Like Flava Flav? Like Flava Flav?
Yeah, I think either of those variations would work. And Wolfie's coming in on the flank now after teammate Vanity, one of the only non-Swedish players on the roster, has been eliminated. And it is all...
Not the American.
Yeah, not the American. There are 2 Vanities. One is from UK and the other one... Although they... No, they don't look the same at all. Never mind.
They look the same, Roy. Is this so? Is this Pith like Swedish Pith?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay, not to be that. Never mind. I won't be that guy. Never mind. All right.
Okay, moving on.
Well, I was gonna say I always felt like he had potential to be more, and it's not a shame to see him on a team like this of this caliber, like because obviously there's room to improve for him. But I guess he wants to build something of his own, and that's respectable.
I mean, yeah, I think building long-term is honestly always a better path than taking short-term success. While, yeah, he does have a really big brand, I think him working along with the Swedish roster, they're actually making quite a big name for themselves. Now,
I dig it.
Regardless, it is going to be Budapest 5. The AK-47 looking to explode at upper B once again, but HNS playing it aggressive this time around. He will not be overran, and he gets to keep his life as well.
Fifth is here in support, very low on the balcony of sleeve. He goes down the op of Color, trying to post up on the market cross. But now he has to pretty much help his teammates enter. Barcoder goes down. Color will get a kill with his op, and he will hit dirt at the same time as Gabeson. Vexed, or as you called them, I forget.
The final tribe.
The final tribe.
Just call him tribe, honestly, that works as well.
I'll do my best to remember that, Roy.
Sounds good. Now, Vex Gaming making that round relatively clean. They're able to at least have some money left over. And should they lose this round, they will have the loss bonus as well with 2,900. So that will bolster their economy quite a bit. But this time around, the aggression is coming in towards the underpass. HNS and Lincoln are starting to creep into the B halls. But it seems like Flav might actually be ready for it. Wait, maybe not.
Oh, the pot just blocked his vision. HNS is gonna deep smoke. Well, deep smokes on deep smokes. They throw the deep smoke out of spawn. HNS pushes up from underpass. Now he gets a kill and can hang on to this map control. Gamezilla will get a kill on the Lincoln. He tried to get aggressive towards the underpass and just hold that off to make sure HNS doesn't get pressured. But Budapest 5 regained mid control. And they also have a player in Palace. So to me, that screams a split up con, but they're not giving into that idea just yet.
Yeah, they definitely do not want to give away their move too soon. And it's really unlucky for Lincoln because the only teammate that had a flashbang was actually Pulse. But there it is. Gabeson comes out to lurk now, opens up Vanity, which buys him a lot of space towards Nectar. But Wolfie and Pitt have found one each. Now Gabeson's coming out of the palace. His position is known, and he's immediately shot down by the AUG long range. And HNS takes out the lurk towards the B site. And it is Vexed staying in the game, picking up the second round in a row and breaking Budapest 5's economy.
Pitts just gets overlooked in towards jungle, and if he didn't get the one, he was gonna get the second. The second player even just walked by. Good communication on the side of Tribe. Budapest 5 pistols until the following round, and Lincoln will get the op out in his hands. Pith's gonna come support from Catwalk. They're gonna fight, try to drop these players towards mid. Pith has to be careful he's peak now. 30 HP, he's just gonna fall back. HNS. The pressure over B. Barcoder does lie in wait, and he will hit the dirt. Now shot from HNS is going to be an easy clean round from Tribe. Budapest 5 will get a full buy next, and if my math is correct, there will be an op, but it'll be glass cannon. Oh, I'm 50 bucks off.
Your math is off.
Sucks. Yeah.
Go back to school. Get more student loans.
Never had one.
Go to school.
Got me there.
Regardless, it is Budapest. Now his economy has recovered. Yes, they don't have scoped weapons, which I am surprised, especially SGs down middle are actually incredibly strong. But it seems like they're resorting to that explode play once again towards upper. It didn't work last time, and this time Lincoln's there with the AWP, so it's even more dangerous.
Oh, that's awesome. Can do so much damage. He legs one, gets a kill. Pitt comes in. Fanny Molly's default plant. And Triber shaping up. Budapest 5. They tried that same B execute they've tried a couple times before. Unfortunate that the op was on top balk this time. And not only that, the rotates came in so quick from Cat and the jungle player. They just got overwhelmed by utility and numbers. On top of that, Tribe got the first kill. And now Budapest 5, I think they have to come up with a new pacing to this game once their rifles come out again.
Yeah, I really haven't seen many teams succeed on Seaside very often that haven't successfully taken mid repetitively. It's been a while since I've seen a successful Seaside where they didn't utilize mid control often. Now this time around they have a lot of space towards the A site, but Wolfie's just picking them apart all the way from CT spawn with the AUG. Now Vanity almost gets caught off, but it is once again another flawless round for Vexed. That's 2 in a row, which now has their economy looking sizzling.
Yeah, I guess Mirage is an interesting map on T side, right? If you're not going to passive default and base your moves around CT aggression, then you have to pretty much mid-split sites. Straight executes work once in Blue Moon, but once they start getting shut down, it can kind of really suck. Then you have players like Lincoln who make plays like this, jumping up in a powerful job. He gets out. Wolfie gets one before he goes down. Now they have to run through the meat grinder of utility. Look at the nade damage. It's so easy for Vanity. And Color, the last man standing, he just gets absolutely clobbered. And Tribe are looking better and better as Budapest 5 run out of options.
It's clobbering time.
I smell like meat.
No, real talk though. This is actually a little bit hard to watch.
Yeah.
The scrim plays work really well, and they're even more effective when the enemy team doesn't have a lot of Molotovs and counter utility. As soon as they're on like full utility, HEs and everything, it becomes infinitely more difficult. Now they're gonna try their luck once again, flooding out B with the pistols, but they only get 1 kill. The flashbangs are extremely effective, and Lincoln once again is just picking them apart.
And they just get shut down. They'll grab the op again. They don't care losing 2 players. Everyone is pretty much at 11k pre-buy.
Disgusting.
It's disgusting.
I think they're pretty much set for the rest of this half.
Yeah,
even if they
I'd
lose
say
out,
so.
I think they're still pretty set. I think the only one that might be struggling is Wolfie, excuse me. But everyone else is pretty well on point. HNS is at almost 13,000 after buying full.
It's kind of crazy. Oh, they're gonna go back to mid. The 1-3-1 is pretty standard, right? Typically, you'd send your B player to bait utilities, then a lurk smoke just constantly make that B player's life a living hell, and while your teammates get mid control. And so that's my favorite kind of default play on Mirage is 1-3-1 default, get mid control, don't let the extremities get pushed, and then execute. So they're back on track, and they got the first pick. It's what I like to see.
Wow, mid control working? What is this concept?
Whoa.
Yeah, they have 2 men now lurking inside of the connector. A really good play. They seem to be pretty satisfied with their man advantage, taking down Vanity early. So they are going to be grabbing the bomb and heading back towards the A site. I think even Flav is starting to head back as well, so they don't want a secondary lurk. They just want that single lurk inside of connector, holding for rotations, looking to punish peaks, but Wolfie's peeking with an AUG, and that is not a favorable duel for game.
They're just going to come out a ramp. They've given up mid control. There's no con anymore. They've lost their con player. HNS, if he gets 2, this round's over. He gets 2. And I say over because, oh, they have a utility, but they're a little hesitant to use it. Pitt gets in front of this smoke, sprays down the default planner. He finds Fleeve. It's Color, excuse me, who had the bomb, who finds his teammate. But Pitt is in such a strong spot with the AUG. He'll find it, picks up the op. 8 for Tribe, Budapest 5. Glimmers of hope at the start. Opening pick, mid control, and then they just give it up so lightly. And that con player died before his A-ramp players can make contact, and that just makes it all fall apart at the seams.
I'm just a little surprised to see Budapest successfully take middle, get an opening frag towards connector, and just not utilize middle at all. They just gave it up. They just went back to where Vex Gaming was holding strong. I mean, they're going to have to fall off mid once the pieces start falling, right? The defense has to fall back to site. Once again, it's going to be an execute, scrim play, fast pace for Budapest 5, looking to overwhelm the A site.
They do their best. Gabeson finds 2 with this AK. The force buy is working out so far. The gamble buy until Lincoln top stairs. This man's been deadly if an op's in his hands. And as Vanity comes back, King Dilla must be careful, but he has to face because they're out of smokes for CT. Oh, this is hairy. Gabeson gets lit going to fire. His teammate's gone, and it's easy for Vanity. Tribe are looking just so sharp right now, Roy. Budapest 5, they'll get a full buy-in now to include an op, but they need a win out, I think.
Yeah, anything over 10-5 here on the CT side is a pretty phenomenal CT performance. An 11-4 at 12-3, that would be a disaster, I think, for Budapest 5. So they have to do their best to try to close out as many of these rounds as possible. The only thing is, They're fighting against gun rounds back to back here. There's like no break for the CT economy. So this is an uphill battle for Budapest if they actually want to close off this half right here. I imagine this is a timeout to discuss the plan of attack here, as they are running pretty low on the lifeline here on the Seaside at least. I'm glad to see the SG come out finally.
There's nothing like an SG on land, though, Roy. It can't compete.
It's really strong, huh?
I've never played on land in my life, actually, so I'm more like living vicariously through.
But you have played on.
I've commentated.
You've commentated land, yeah. You've watched.
So I
feel
land. Like that's similar concept.
You by contact have absorbed their experiences, Keith. Okay.
So I can say I'm a seasoned vet on land.
Exactly.
Going on my resume. Thanks, Roy.
You're welcome, man. Anytime.
Budapest 5, seasoned vets on mid control, but this looks like it's going to be a quick con split. The big tell is when you have two players defaulting towards A, unless you pull them off early. And it looks like that's what the plan is, just a little bit of contact towards A ramp. Looks like they're about to smoke top mid. That player came back. And then in maybe a window smoke. It looks... I'm a little confused. It seems to be just their default into top mid control late, but it's taking some time and a lot of utility.
Definitely. I do like the fact that they went out with the second wave of utility, expecting possibly that Vex would be pushing aggressively. Now, Vex Gaming has been playing the 2-1-2s. They haven't really been contesting mid hard, and I can't really blame them because Budapest 5 hasn't really utilized mid control very much in this matchup. Now it seems like they are going to finally take their time and start to gain control. It's going to be Molotov towards Cat, denying the crossfire while they look to work up Con. The re-smoke for window will deny LinkedIn any further ability to fight back. And it is mid-control belonging now officially to Budapest 5. But how will they utilize this, Keith? Bombs towards Cat. They have player spread kind of aggressing towards A side. Game is looking for that pick. He's about an SG. Last time he took the duel with an AK. This man gets 2 dinks.
How does he win that one, eh? Ooh. Long range versus long range. Vanity has the immediate response, and he's going under balcony. Color is very weak. He's upstairs. One bullet's all it takes. Vanity. Can he find the right player? He can. And HNS will cover him. Try and get to double digits. Budapest 5. Again, you get that moment of hope, right? You get that second of, wow, they got me control the opening pick. They got a refrag, whatever it was. Let's try to claw this back together. Ooh, and then they go in for buys. Like, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because everyone else will get a 4x4 round, but the Gamble AK, and they're going to try Gamble B hit. These haven't been working too well.
No, they have not, especially with that third player, Lincoln, who's now able to quickly rotate over towards the B side. They have to get past the first wave of utility, which is now coming out. Lincoln, HNS are holding it together, and what a setup this is right now. Pit, HNS, all the lives still on site, all down to Barcode, who has nowhere to hide, and once again, Budapest 5 are mopped up. Wow.
That got stomped.
Did you see that setup they had? It was nuts.
That was so sick. The rotator immediately knows to get in towards sight, and the op just holds down window.
Yeah, he holds window, focusing right side, so he's supporting Pit, who's playing default, crouching. And he has his right covered. The person on the pillar is watching his left, and the sight player is the contact for both. Pretty nutty setup. That's a sick setup. And it's going to be trades coming out towards the A side. Now the remaining Budapest player 5s are once again attempting their luck on the A side in a fast tempo.
They're gonna... I like this boost from Lincoln. If anyone goes top balcony, he'll be gifted a kill. Good refrag from Gabe. But the utility in the retake exists. 3 smokes. And Lincoln's gonna go. Barcoder and Sandwich. Frags out. They know where he is now. They'll smoke out Gabeson, who gets in front of it. Now they're starting to win their fights. It's all on Vanity. It won't happen. 11-4. Not so shabby. Could have been better, but 11 rounds in a row.
Look at Pit.
Oh my goodness. 17-3. You only died 3 times?
Right?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, especially considering how fast-paced these rounds have been. I'm really surprised he doesn't have more deaths.
I'm just looking at utility damage as well. Vanity at 300. Everyone else on his team pretty much 100 even. So they've dominated in that sense as well.
go. Vexed all armored up, Keith. They're looking to combat quickly, and they're looking to go fast towards the upper B site. Game is here. Flav is here. They're going to have to try to hold this one back. Pit finds the first opening frag. Gamezilla's there to respond, but Vanity's so low, but unable to find the kill, so they do go 1 for 1, and it's back down to 3s. HNS gets gushed, but he finds a kill.
Gushed, but not out. Wolfie needs help from Lincoln. He needs it now. Wolfie just needs to play time as Lincoln's running all the way up. Caddy gushes up Gabeson, spots the second player. He needs to kill one of these players, and he will. He takes a full HP player. Gabeson has a kip of 5 HP. Lincoln just catch him on the cross, and he will.
Oh.
Perfect timing. Well played. Tried to get the pistol that they didn't even need, but it just salt in the wounds of Budapest 5.
All right, this is pretty much the putter, right? They're just trying to tap it in at this point. They have the massive lead. With this round is given not only an opportunity to get more rounds, but of course it is the early economy. Now look at the culture difference here between Vexed and Budapest. Look at their Seaside. They have one player pressuring, trying to get information towards B, and all the remaining players are just jungle gym out in middle right now.
Having a standard B player to probe and get information and just calm that he's baited out a molly or 2 smokes every round is so... It's just such a strong position. And now he's going to jump out with the max 10. I'll tell you, numbers. HNS a little sloppy on the spray, but he collects himself and another one.
But he gets that one.
Was he midair? Seemed like it.
That's
and now he might
gross.
even get a third for the road. It looks like he might be gifted one. And his sleeve is stuck back sight. He will fall. Tribe get 13. Budapest 5. Half buy again. Give up 14. The half, like they half buyed. They like tippy-toed that round, and now they're gonna tippy-toe this one again.
I think probably just go for upgraded pistols here, as long as they're not planning on picking up ops. Likely be fine. So they have 3 deagles, a P250 for a barcode, and color is gonna say, I'm just gonna say for the AWP. Wise decision, but it's going to be Vex Gaming likely just mopping up here towards the A site as they are all unarmored.
The Bison gets one and then gets killed. That's how a Bison should be used. Just kill him.
Everyone, both teams.
Just a mutual agreement. If your teammate buys a Bison, you kill him after he gets one. That's just...
Jesus. But yeah, 14-4. This is honestly looking a little bit grim. And if there is any hope for Budapest, it really has to begin right here. Otherwise, it's pretty much all for nothing.
I have a weird feeling this is just going to be a straight-up execute, raining in flashes. No smokes. Maybe 1 or 2 of the rifles may throw a smoke, but this is just going to be sending Mac 10s out. Straight space. Fleet gets one before this Mac 10 player, Vanny, wraps on him. Lincoln now, it's his turn to push forward. He steamrolls the op, nearly gets Gabeson. But it's just Vanity alone. They wanted to throw away those Mac 10s and throw away they have. But there's an odd chance here for Vanity, considering 1 bullet headshots and all these CTs. He's not going to expect Gabeson to go into a smoke. Well, he did, but he lost that fight. Opportunity for Budapest 5. But another full buy in return from good old Tribe, boys.
There's going to be their full investment, or mostly their full investment coming out right now. Actually, I take that back entirely. Wolf is at 3.1. That's actually really good. That's really high. If they can get a bomb plant, it's pretty much a guaranteed gun round for Vex coming up as well. Color gets... he can't quite make the window jump because he got hit by smoke midair. And that actually threw away the smoke a little bit, so Gabeson's actually able to peek off, but Wolfie, with the remainder of his teammates, just overrunning Fleeve, isolated towards Cat, so that's now a free pick for Vexed. No response back in Budapest yet.
A hit on the Wolfie through the cotton wall. Looks like Triber's going to regroup, meet up with this A-ramp player who's been sitting there in default, leave this player in con. He's already up. He has made it to stay. If he gets a kill, they're just going to run out A-ramp. He gets one. Can he get a second? He can. Lincoln's done it. They know there's 1 player left on site, and it's Barcoder. They just need to overwhelm him in numbers, not love. Barcoder's forced to swing, but he's done his job with getting 2. This makes it doable for Gamezilla. If this cross doesn't get smoked, Pith is going to smoke mid-site, get this bomb planted. And Gamezilla is hoping someone peeks him, but I don't know.
He does have a kit. I just really don't think he expects the double.
Oh?
Well, they have no smoke for this. That's going to flood both of them out. Does he know both of them are there? And now he spotted Wolf. He knows exactly where he is. He knows he can't move because of the Molotov. So Gamezilla has him exactly where he wants him. He has a smoke. He has a kit. He just needs to work this out, Keith.
Can Wolfie win it though? He'll see him first, and Wolfie hits the headshot. Gamezilla only hit him in the knee. He saw the body come around the corner. Peeker's advantage didn't exist there because it was a crouch peek. And
a left shoulder
wins
peek.
it 15-5. Oh yeah, and a left shoulder. Not good online.
Yeah, I always say the worst way to clear an angle is by hugging the wall that you're trying to clear. You have to be further back. He knew he didn't move out of default. Why not just come back toward the other side of default box and just swing on him, firebox? He's caught in the open. Now Wolfie finds the opening kill towards connector, and this is all come crumbling down. If these players in connector and window fall, it is all but over.
It's gonna look like all but over. Just color and barcode remain. I've become a fan of Tribe, Roy. Thank you for talking them up because they've held up to your end of the conversation. You gassed them up, and they're looking to end this. They own the B site. They're even worried about a flank at this point. It's color alone in market. His head's removed. Even if they plant B, they have numbers. They'll hear this flank. Barcode has to walk it, and it's looking over.
Yeah, there's really only one silver lining, isn't there? And it's the fact that they're wounded. Terrible silver lining. He has to find 3 players with rifles, tapping away with a CZ, which is basically a calculator. So he spots another player. He has a smoke on hand. He actually could potentially force this down if he can cross the site. But through this tiny little gap in the smoke, Vanity will spot his shoulder, and it is the Tribe with a dominant performance. 16-5. Pitt is 22, 4 assists, 8 deaths.
That's crazy, isn't it? 102 average ADR.
Vanity got 400 utility damage in 21 rounds. That's
and the absurd thing about that is he was doing such a good job of using his utility before he died on B. Like he would drop his entire utility set before an execution comes in, still somehow get his gun out and get a kill every single time. You can't ask for anything else from a B anchor, but you can't even ask anything more from the rotators. That B site was on lock on their CT.
Yeah, I think the Tribe honestly played that out to perfection almost. They read the lack of mid pressure. They read the fact that, I mean, Budapest 5 wasn't utilizing mid control very successfully at all, and they didn't even utilize mid control until like what, the 11th round or 12th round or something. And that's like so far late into the game that, I mean, you've become predictable, right? You become easy to read, and Tribe just will pounce and they'll take an opportunity to abuse that any day of the week. And that pretty much sums up the win here for Vexed coming out on top. That is a great win. I think with that win as well, they have solidified themselves once again in the playoffs as well. Again, we will have the updated standings for everybody released officially by win.gg or in Winners League. We will have those to you. Keep an eye out for it. I think the deadline is May 25th. I'd have to reconfirm that, but I'm pretty sure it's May 25th. Besides that, guys, we are out. We'll keep you updated. Follow our socials, of course, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, as well as Keith's and mine down here below. We would love your support. And of course, that's a great way to keep track of, what matches we're broadcasting while the schedule is kind of flimsy right now, while this is the makeup period. But besides that, we're all done here, and we'll see you soon.